because today we're continuing our series on serial killers, but not just any serial killer, right?
We're going to talk about uncaught serial killers today.
You will not find things on the deep web if you are not actively looking for them. You won't find red rooms unless you're actively looking for it. And there are times when I do come across red rooms, so you have to actually put a lot of effort in to find a legitimate red room website. And there are times when I do come across red rooms. There are times when I do come across red rooms. Times when I do come across red rooms.
Recently, I've noticed a lot of the topic circling around red rooms, whether or not they are real, whether or not they're even possible. And there was a video released by some ordinary gamers which made some claims.
Typically what they are servers that are hosted in countries where the US or any country that is against this stuff can't typically prosecute, and at that point, they're almost untraceable at that point.
Here you can see a map of the globe. Now, in order for red rooms to exist, according to the argument, they have to be in a denied area for any investigating agency. So let's go through the list of where some denied areas are. Well, you have some denied areas in the Middle East, North Korea, some in South America, again, not real strong, and some in Africa. Now, going through the topic of denied areas, we'll start with North Korea. So, North Korea is a denied area for investigation. You're not going to be able to send anyone there to investigate anything, not even from the Special Operations Command or any investigation agency. However, the infrastructure and censorship in and out of North Korea is so strong that to establish a working revolving business is virtually impossible. Now let's look at the Middle East. There are denied areas all over the Middle East. However, you have to look at the fact of streaming live. Can you stream live from any of these locations? Is there a reliable way to conduct a red room from anywhere in the Middle East? Also, it has never been an established fact that these red rooms were Muslims. No one has ever said that they spoke Dari or Pashto, Arabic, or any of the other dialects that are used in the Middle East. Now let's look in Africa, some places in Central and North Africa. Again, because of the infrastructure, the only way I could see it possible is if you took a generator out in the middle of nowhere. So now you have this big logistical problem of we have to find a place that is in a denied area, go, set up, get a generator, get a satellite. Once you establish all these things, then you could conduct a red room, maybe, theoretically, possibly. It just seems like a logistical nightmare to try to kidnap people, send them all the way to Africa, have them detained the whole time, It seems like hundreds of thousands of dollars to even try to accomplish something like this. With the warlords that control that area, they would want to cut. It's just does not seem like a logical explanation. So let's look at South America. There are some denied again, but those denied areas are heavily in rainforest. And you have the same problem that you have in Africa. How are you logistically going to conduct operations there? How are you going to get people in? Someone controls that denied area, or it's just in the middle of a jungle, so now you have to move all this equipment out there. It seems like a much better option if you're a nefarious organization to just use drugs and narcotics. When it comes to the subject of human trafficking, there's always a paper trail, there's always a source. So you're telling me that this is the one business in the entire world that is being conducted that leaves no trace, no paper trail, and no investigation agency knows about it? The one thing. Here are some of the emails I had earlier this month with individuals claiming to run Red Room. This first email is from the website you may remember from my first Red Rooms video. It showed a poor girl who had been murdered in the background, and I wrote, "Hello, I seek access to your service. What can you provide?" The response, very raw entertainment. Starts out slow at first and builds to a screaming crescendo, then silence. I sent him 2 responses. I don't remember what the first one was, but this is the second one, where I said, "Also, do you have a sample picture, audio, or anything? Is the background a sample of your work? If so, very impressive." He responded with, "Thank you. We take pride in the quality of our work. Yes, the background is a recent sample within the last year. And no, it's not just audio. This is a live video stream." If you saw my video where I dug into that image in the background, it is from the movie Scream 4. Here, this Red Room host claims that it was one of his past Red Room broadcasts. Recently, another YouTuber, going by the name Mr. Deepweb, went to the exact same site and they had changed the background. Background now is what appears to be a girl's face with no skin. So let's do a reverse Google search. So the way to do this, you go to Images, click the camera, upload an image, choose your file. Here we go. The photoshopped girl. And the results that we get are numerous. Click on the first one, same image. Let's go to the page. And it was uploaded 3 months ago. Photoshopped image all over the service net, not from this guy's Red Room. After this last email, where he told me it was not just audio and that the background was some of his work, I decided to write him. "I am interested in specialized entertainment. What do you provide? Pay first, ask questions later. I deliver. Bitcoin address is on the page. 1 Bitcoin. Service starts 1 November. Goes to 2 next week. Buy now. I will give you info on how to view." Again, I asked him, "Do you have any proof?" No further contact. So why? Why would anyone even want to entertain the notion of Red Rooms being real? And I would respond to that is the same reason people told scary stories around the campfire. It is my belief that people that claim Red Rooms are real don't really believe it. And a lot of the people that say that they are real, and I don't think they believe it either. They just like that notion of something scary and exciting to be in the world. And I'm not saying there's no horrors in the world. I've seen my fair share of horrors in the world. I've been to a couple of places where horrible events are a day-to-day occurrence, and the people that live there are actually numb to it. However, the notion of a live streamed chat, webcam, there's nothing to support that right now. And I can't find anything to support that right now. As soon as I find something to support that, I will let you know. But as of today, as of this recording, the notion of red rooms can't be proven. Does crop to where you can only see what is on screen of the business? Can you? I've tried to get anything out of any of these individuals to say that you're not a scam. You are in fact legitimate. And then I just put that up front with a lot of these other red rooms that I emailed and said, hey, I've got the Bitcoin. Prove to me you're real. Just show me a picture of a body with no identifying markings, nothing that can be recognizable, and no one ever responded. So, of all the red rooms that I came across, not a single one was willing to provide proof that they were real. Now, you could say that, well, they thought maybe you were a FBI agent or blah, blah, blah. I don't know many people that are willing to spend tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars on a service without knowing what they're paying for. Can you? Would you? Answer that question. Think about that. Would you pay thousands to tens of thousands of dollars for something and have no clue what you were getting?